All right, guys, we're not going to talk about cars on this one. This will probably be the one to get me slapped around on Facebook again, but I'll tell you what, we got some scary shit going on in our world right now. I don't understand why everybody, there's a lot of people that thinks this stimulus money and all that's a great thing because people are getting paid more money than they got at their jobs. But from my end, I'm seeing a bad thing coming down the pipe, guys. Parts are getting scarce for cars. Steel's going through the roof. Wood, everything that's used to build something in this world is going through the roof because supply and demand. There's no supply and there's still people demanding. We're not headed towards good times, guys. I'll be honest with you, it's got me scared. I've got us plenty of work to make it through this year and part of next year, but then what? You know, at what point, our national debt, if you took all the wealth in the world and put it in one pile, it would have paid off our national debt before all of this. I don't even know what it's up to now, but at what point is everybody gonna wake up and realize that money's coming from somewhere? I mean, we're the only, I mean, we print our own money, but at the end of the day, it's gotta be backed by something. And I mean, car manufacturers can't get chips. There's a bunch of cars, diesel trucks that are not gonna be available. Hell, one of the guys at Dakota Digital said they can't get the chips to finish some of their stuff. I'm talking to another friend of mine, I'm not gonna say what company, but a big company in the automotive world, saying 6 months, no electronics are gonna be able to be had. No matter what you guys say about Trump, Biden, blah, 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 blah. Trump always trying to get everybody to get America more self-sufficient. One of the reasons I hired the guys at the shop, and like Alpha Steel, I made everything so I didn't have to depend on anybody else, that I had control over my livelihood. And I see that slipping away too. I provide labor to put buildings up. I've got great guys. I've got hardworking guys, and I pay them well. But if there's no material, there's no buildings. What do you need the labor for? Everybody's hurting for people to go to work, and nobody wants to go to work because they're drawing stimulus checks. Guys, don't get me wrong. I've never been down on welfare. If somebody needs it, I say they take it. I've never took it, but I've never needed it. But if I needed it and it was there to help, then, you know, that's one of those situations. That's what it's there to do, is help people. The stimulus money was there to help people through a tough time. The tough time's over, but we're still shelling out money. And money's got to be paid for. Free is not free, guys. No matter what anybody says. Lord knows I figured that out on race cars. Free's not always free. It's a scary time. And it's going to get way worse before it gets better. And I have a feeling that it's going to come a lot sooner than we thought. I thought we'd probably see the repercussions behind all this COVID bullshit in 10 years. I think we're going to see it quicker than that. I think we're fixing to see a lot of changes. And I mean, now, look, everything's going up. Gas is going through the roof. Right now, to get steel in my business, can't get barge orders till after the first of the year. Everybody's backed up because they got nobody to help produce. That's the one thing about America. We've always been a producing nation, but we've also relied on China and Taiwan and other places to provide goods for us, that now that's not happening. And I don't know, guys, a lot of you sit back and think it's no big deal, but I think this is a huge deal. And I'm not gonna lie, like I just said a minute ago, it's starting to scare me of where we're headed down this deal. I try to keep off of this political shit and the world stuff because I've always had a theory: politics and religion are the two conversations you don't get into with anybody, because you're either gonna make a friend or an enemy, one of the two. There's no in between with that deal. But guys, if you're able to work, you better get back to work. because there ain't gonna be no jobs when these companies start folding up. And that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna fold up, then there's no jobs to be had. Then what's gonna happen? China gonna swoop in here and call their debt? They call her debt. We got one, two choices. We either go to war or we turn over the country to them. And that's what's gonna, I mean, it's inevitable that it's gonna happen, because all this money that's flowing, there's nobody making it. There's nobody building anything right now. Everything you try to buy, they're just tripling the price. I mean, steel right now is so high that they can only hold a bid on a building. My guy that does buildings can only hold the bid for 7 days. Steel's that far out of sight. Another friend of mine that's in remodeling, a little bitty pool house that normally would have been $10,000. The materials alone was over $20,000 for a pool house. Now, stuff's selling right now because everybody's kind of getting extra money, and they got extra money, and they're spending that extra money just as fast as they're getting it. But at some point, guys, there's going to be a reckoning behind this. And anybody that thinks there's not, you're living in a dream world. I mean, everybody thinks I'm rich. I'm not rich. I work for every dime that I get, and I work hard for everything that I get. But it worries me because I've got a lot of people that work for me and a lot of people that rely on me. So I'm going to do whatever I have to do to keep us afloat. We'll do steel buildings. If we have to go pour concrete, if we have to build cars, it doesn't matter. Whatever I have to do to keep all the people that depend on me going through this world and being able to pay their bills, that's what I'm going to do. But guys really start looking at what we're doing. Everybody's got to start thinking about, if you can go back to work, yeah, I'll go back to work. Because once that company folds, there's no job to be had there. I mean, it's a scary, scary deal when you think about everything comes with a cost. Everything in life comes with a cost. The cost behind this is going to be more than what any of us are willing to pay. I promise you. So, gas is getting higher. Groceries are going up. Everything's going up. And there's nobody out there working. Very, very few people are going back to their jobs. And hey, don't get me wrong. I can see to a point that I can sit on my ass at home and get more money than what I could if I got out and worked. No, I couldn't. I couldn't do it. Because, hell, I'm already fat now. If I pulled some shit like that, I'd be 400 fucking pounds. I'd be that person that'd have to bring the crane in and cut the wall out and be able to get my ass out of bed. I worked every day, 7 days a week, every day that ends with Y, I'm doing something. So, guys, y'all really think about where we're headed and where all this shit's going, because all of this may become something that is just not able to do anymore. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing until I can't do it no more, but my company comes number one because people rely on me to provide them work. So it comes number one. The day that it comes down to I either do videos and build cars, or I put my bags back on and I go back out in the field of Alpha Steel, guys, you won't see no more videos. Because that's another thing about Stacy selling those parts. I told her when I got off the shows, there was no more family money being spent on these cars. I've already spent all the money I had put back to these two cars. So now we got to build it, make it. I got to sell something to get the money to buy something else. That's just how it's going to be. If I can't be true to myself, then I can't be true to anybody else. I'm just not taking no more of my family money to do this car shit. As much as I love doing it, it doesn't make me money. It costs me money. And you guys will see, this is not because of economic times. I've already made up my mind. Once I do race week with the Chevelle will be up for sale. Because I've done what I wanted to do with that car. And to be perfectly honest with you, emotionally, it's just too hard to keep it. Because I'm never gonna forget that guy on the windshield. I'm never gonna let that go. And this car brings it back, and it's just one of them deals. You can call me weak or whatever you want, but I get real emotional over this car. Every time I look at it, I think about Monty. So probably after race week, the Chevelle, the Monty Smith Memorial car will be up for sale. Not because I'm gonna buy it for money. It's just, once I do what I set out to do with it, I'm gonna move on. We're gonna get the 56 Corvette wrapped up, get it ready for race week. These two cars we're planning on being at race week with both of them. We'll see how that turns out. One or the other is going to be there. Hopefully both of them's going to be there. And then we're going to start on the 56 Chevy. We're going to pull it in here, get the paint slapped on it, finish that build. That car's going up for sale. From day one, that car was being built to be sold. There are a couple cars that I'm going to build to get rid of, and then there's some of them that I'm building just to keep. So stay tuned. But guys, watch what's going on in this world and start making your adjustments to your life now, because don't wait till it's too late. That's what I'm doing. I'm out.